Hello, guys, gals, and non binary pals, and welcome to the Fey Realm. We have returned with death. I am only slightly dead after my weekend in Los Angeles. I'll tell stories later so as not to interrupt this particular game, but I'm delighted to be back with everyone in the sunlight. I have been a night dwelling creature all weekend. And yeah, welcome. We're back with Death, and Adam, I'm going to toss that over to you, my friend.
Okay, so last time on Death, we were in the domain of dread known as Mordent, the home plane for Yi-Ling, played by Tania here. And we discovered her mom already in a a tree that was possessed with head fruit. And then she gave us some directions. After exploring the house for a little bit, we found several dead spirits, ghosts, that had been locked away within the various rooms of the mansion, held there by Lord Wilfred Godefroy, who is the owner of Griffin Manor, where you are. After hearing some talk about the kennels underneath the mansion, if I remember correctly, I believe it was your intention to descend into the kennels at the end of last session. But I run a lot of games, so I don't...
There was some screaming people that we don't... They started screaming first. We're like, what's happening?
It was make Lord Godfrey uncomfortable hour. And
yes.
Oh yeah, that's
a
right.
front row seat to the shrieking chorus.
That's right. So the chorus was made up of Lord Godfrey's late wife and daughter, and father, because, well, Lord Godfrey killed them all.
Shit. Oh,
and he is Yi-Ling's best friend, and they are gonna be just the best of pals.
In fairness, Daddy Dearest absolutely deserved it.
I mean,
you could be kind of a crap parent and still not deserve to be butchered in cold blood.
Depends.
Yeah. as people with crap parents being around are like,
like, would I condone it? Not necessarily, but
by me, not so much, but deserve it, maybe.
Yeah.
Okay, so I believe we are on we're on the first floor of Griffin Manor at the moment, I believe. Yes.
So we are in the dining hall.
So let me move you there, and here you are.
Thank you for the bits, Duke Fleeg.
Thank you, Your Grace. We have Eustace, Estelle, and what's the mom's name again?
Well, Estelle was the wife / mother's name. And Penelope.
Penelope.
Oh. I don't know if we ever heard her name.
I'm sure someone said it.
I should have watched last week's episode again. I did not do that.
I only watched half, so you know.
But I did watch Thunderbolts twice, so maybe that counts.
I take it you enjoyed it?
I mean, it was all right. No, yeah, I really liked it. It was good.
Things.
It was very good. It had like characters.
What? Characters?
I know.
In a Marvel movie? Get out of here.
I know.
The film had a bare minimum.
What?
Yeah, they did it. They wrote a movie finally.
Yay!
Been a whole phase.
It wasn't a tech demo like some of the others have been.
They have been struggling after the Thanos arc.
Yeah. Yeah, didn't know he killed half the talent. But I guess he. Anyways,
Womp womp.
Now that the tone has been perfectly set for this horror game,
You've met us.
I've met me. I mean, I'm the main problem. So, anyways, after a few moments, the screaming dies down, and it is clear that this is part of Godfrey's torment, and why he is able, or why he would want to keep them on a separate floor to muffle the sound as much as possible. And you have discovered last time that he uses some sort of ritual to keep them from entering the same chamber that he is in. And something that the rest of you were very magnanimously thinking to yourselves, I won't mess with that.
Definitely. At no point is the party going to interfere with this ritual.
Like, see, we've got a mission to do. This isn't important. Anyway, after meeting Godefroy for 5 minutes, this is now my main priority.
I mean, it might be part of what breaks his lie. I don't know.
Could be. We're just going to break everything.
We're going to find out.
True. Anyway, so there is the option to go see if you can interrupt the ritual to torment him further, or you can descend into the kennels and explore there, or you guys can all just make out. Whatever you want to do. What do you want to do?
I don't know. I'm feeling lonely.
Look, I'm just giving you guys agency.
No, that was a vampire game where you can tear each other's throats out or make out, possibly one right after the other. Hard to say.
So I don't remember if we got an answer to the question last time, but does any of Yi-Ling's new occultic knowledge avail us anything about this particular ritual?
I was thinking that last time. It just there was no opportunity with which to ask. So
okay, so go ahead and you may roll Arcana.
Well, maybe I did roll this and it was bad. Well, fine. We'll try again.
Yeah, I don't care. Go ahead. So
lucky number 13.
Okay, so you don't know exactly how to disrupt the ritual, but also you know that it's a fragile barrier. So really, any kind of chaos will probably disrupt it, or create unintended consequences, or both.
1,000 candles in there.
But either way, you're certain you could mess up the barrier.
I think we should definitely do that at a key moment. But for now, the kennels.
Yes, I do think that the kennels are more of a priority, perhaps. For the moment.
We can go up there and, mess up his shit anytime. And we will.
Before we do, I'd like to at least put out some manner of contingency. We are, for the most part, still without a working knowledge of this place or its rules, and more often than not, we are caught unawares by secrets hidden to us. So, knowing that our errant doctor is somewhere in town, I'm just gonna go to this here window. We're just gonna open it, or not, because it's locked.
Smash it.
Yes, the window is locked.
Yeah, they're unlocked.
Might I call upon one of you house guests to have this window opened?
They're all locked. Can Yi-Ling go ahead and force that window open?
Yes, as you go over to observe what's going on, the window has been essentially barred from the inside. You can still see out of it, but what would have easily been an unlocking mechanism has been boarded over. So you'll have to break through.
Falcon punch.
While she is doing that, I will bring forth Florian, and if you would spare me 10 minutes, I would like to ritual cast Animal Messenger.
That'll give me time to do another thing. I will just punch it.
Drausken is going to not let that happen.
Not let the ritual happen?
Let me punch
or...
it?
Not let the punching a window open happen.
Better stop her before she does it.
Well, yes, that's the intention.
Okay, so I guess Yi-Ling, give me an attack roll, and Drausken, give me an athletics roll.
Dirty 20.
Oh no.
9.
All right, you were about to go stop her, but then your back hurt real bad, and your knee joint kind of like shifted weird, and you know that if you pressed on it too much, it'd hurt real bad later. So you hesitate, and in that time, she breaks some of the boards, and is able to open a window.
There we go. Nothing to it, Lynn.
Are you kidding me?
What?
There is a butler not one room away that has already given us quite good reason to take pause and not break things open in his presence. And you're just gonna shatter a window?
Just the boards.
Not to mention, and he turns around and looks at the lady of the house, the young miss, the father. My apologies for my short-sighted allies. They don't always think things through.
The other one is like, why did you break open the window? Will it lead to more torment?
I should hope not. My friend here asked for it to be open. I assume she has some sort of plan which she's currently working on, which I do not want to disturb, so
Estelle
I do
turns
apologize
to,
if it was upsetting to you. I should have.
Estelle turns to Lynn and says, what is your intention?
I need to deliver a missive. An expert on these matters
What?
yet lives, and we might be able to reach him.
Oh, okay.
You know there's a front door, like 50 feet that way, that we now have permission to use.
Alright, I made the mistake. I'm sorry. It's a little late now, though. Also, it's his house, and I don't really care.
There is still a matter of decorum to be conducted while you were in someone else's house, but that's neither here nor there.
Lynn, as you look up at Yi-Ling, you can see that behind her, like she's looking back at you guys, and you can see a glowing image slowly wafting right behind her. A spectral, ghoulish figure staring at you. Yi-Ling, the hairs stand up on the back of your neck.
Said I was sorry, and I do mean it.
Well,
And
perhaps some measure of haste is necessary here. Go, Florian, fly.
You send the raven through, and a spectral figure reaches out to grab at it and misses, cursing.
Closes the window.
You lot, passes through the window.
Oh, okay. Well, dang. Who's this then?
Why are you breaking things? How dare you disturb the serenity of my house?
Right?
Yes, I am Lord Godefroy. You look confused. Estella goes, that is an ancestor to Wilfred.
I see.
His name is Algernon.
Sounds familiar. I see.
Well,
Apologies. It will not happen again.
I plead for your pardon, Master Godefroy. We will see this damage mended.
who speaks for you? I have a mind to lodge a complaint. And who taught you such rough manners? Lowborn you must be.
Indeed, I am. But the current Lord Godefroy gave us free rein of the place, so you may go lodge your complaint with him.
Of course, you are not responsible for your actions. I should have known better. You are dull of wit and simple. I will lodge my complaint to where it belongs.
You do that.
Disturb not further these premises. I work hard to maintain them. Someone here ought to. I have to do everything.
Mutter, mutter, grumble, grumble.
She's been insulted so many times in this house already. She's just like, it doesn't.
Well,
it means nothing now.
Yi-Ling, I understand that we are on a mission, but it might behoove us not to make an enemy of the household.
They are not going to like us no matter what we do. I apologized. I was sincere. It didn't make a difference.
The steward was courteous with us.
The young girl at the piano goes, I like you.
Oh, thank you.
Her head flops
hi,
over.
I'm Yi-Ling.
Oh. My name is Penelope.
Hello, Penelope. You play very beautifully.
Estelle doesn't have a throat, but clears it anyway.
You just kind of sighs. What has she done wrong now?
Apologies. I spoke out of turn.
Is that
Is anyone the means to repair this breach?
Despite the fact that they're all dead, part of them is still locked into their traditions of old, the way that they've always lived life. Aside from the myths, aside from any enchantments that might be on the house, they are also imprisoned within their own perception of the world. Penelope is a child, even if she's been here for who knows how long. And she is not to speak, unless spoken to.
I did speak to her.
Eventually, after she started it. But either way, it's, you know, you can't help but like notice how ridiculous it is for Estelle to even be concerned with this. But if you're a ghost that's kind of like, you know, trapped in a mental loop, then it's, you know, you can see where it's coming from.
Lynn, are you finished with what you are doing?
That's 10 minutes past.
So where is Florian going?
We are sending Florian to, what was it, Mordenstad?
Mordentshire.
Mordentshire. With the following missive. We're going to be seeking out one, well, since we know him by name, a Dr. Van Richten. And I posted in the chat, but I'll say it for the stream. I counted this as exactly 23 words. Master Van Richten, your once fallen disciple, has joined the Raven's retinue. She seeks your wisdom and expertise. Seek us at Griffin Manor.
Do you think a name might have been helpful? Goodness knows how many disciples that he may have.
Well, it has been sent. No use crying over spilt milk.
Oh, broken windows.
Speaking
Druland
of,
over here is like, oh, I miss milk.
Speaking of, how many pieces did the window break into? Did it shatter, or did it break into larger pieces?
Oh, she didn't actually break the window. She just
the-
broke the boards that were holding the window locked.
Hmm.
And then after that, she was able to just go.
Yeah, I did close the window. I don't know if it's... Yeah, there we go. After what?
Yeah.
I tried to stop him from coming in, but it didn't work because he's a ghost.
Yeah, a little challenging to do that. Okay.
But... Well, perhaps we should take our leave now and get an answer soon.
I hope you'll pardon my need to maintain decorum. I can't help but sympathize with house servants.
You act in whatever way you see fit, Flynn. You have that choice now. I will continue to make mistakes, I am sure. But I will try to do better.
That's not very reassuring.
As
She is at least partially human, so she is the phrase only human applies. And everyone makes mistakes.
I am not only human.
You are only humanoid. You are only mortal-ish.
Mm.
You are not a deity. You are someone capable of making mistakes.
Humanoid. How I despise that term. Sorry. Lae'zel.
Not a dialogue tree I've run across yet.
So,
Well,
is it your intention to wait until there is a reply?
We should go to the kennels, because by the time we're done there, he might be at the front door.
I don't remember how long it takes to travel to Mordentshire by bird flight.
I mean, it's not like we traveled here from Mordentshire, so I think it's just down the hill. Like, it's not very far.
Even still, we ought to make use of the interim.
Yeah, because he might have to grab his stuff and get ready. So. Anyway, now that the vibes in here are totally rancid, let's skedaddle.
Yes, now that a message is off, let's have a look at the kennels.
Perhaps we might repurpose your destruction for more productive means.
All right,
I'm not going to live this one down.
I'm gonna gather you guys. Stop.
Get back here.
I was gonna walk out and go through the thing. Okay, fine.
We told him where we're going. We don't need to like roleplay walking to the place.
Well, I like to move around the maps.
Oh my god. No. There he goes.
Don't know he'll know who I am by once fallen disciple, but I'm sure he'll come running. Be like, who the fuck is that? Let's go. Wait, is it too early to swear still? Are we?
Nah.
Okay.
Also, if it was, it's far too late. We've used shit at least once.
Sorry, I'm terrible.
You're
My
spicy
bad.
tonight.
Apparently.
Breaking windows, swearing. Man, what barn were you raised in?
Wasn't born in a barn, but I did work in one briefly in my childhood.
Fair
My
enough.
job was to feed the pigs.
All right, so you enter into the kennels underneath the stairwell on the first floor, moving past where the butler would be, who did not emerge to scold you. But you can be pretty sure is completely aware of what had happened. Sure, it's fine. Anyway,
I'm sure we'll fight him sooner or later.
you find yourself in a rather dark, smelly basement, and the smell of dog and of refuse and rotted flesh is present, certainly, and assaults your senses.
Never been a terrible big fan of dogs.
Dogs are great. Daughter cats.
Yi-Ling, let me swiftly change our minds.
Well, I'm sure, like most things in here, they'll be awful if they are here.
I suppose, if nothing else, we have the benefit of knowing that these dogs are likely to be hostile to all of us and not just to me. So, there's always that.
Well, if they're anything like the ones outside, then that will be true.
Well, but we do have the permission of the Lord of the House now.
So, Drausken, as you begin moving forward, you can hear some scraping and movement south of you, and then you begin to hear some low growls, and there's a bark.
Speak of the devil dogs in the shelf here.
Bawoo.
Got another room over here too. Looks rather overgrown.
Should we check it out real quick, or?
At this point, Drausken will draw his sword and get his shield ready again.
Yi-Ling's glaive, I think, has been out since Lord Godefroy's room.
Which room is overgrown? Are you speaking of this one down here?
Yeah. Looks like there's a lot of like roots and vines and stuff all around the walls.
Probably best to at least have a look and make sure nothing will come up from behind and trap us in that hallway.
Good thinking. I'm gonna keep an eye down here.
I'll go look.
Don't
With
like
you.
dogs.
As you turn around the corner, you can see that there are indeed thorny vines protruding from the wall and working their way along the side of it. Barrels are stacked along the wall, seeming to obscure the opening that is covered in these vines. But with your sharp elven senses and ability to see in dark places, you can see that there is an opening here in this basement that leads to some other place underground. Possibly even out of the mansion.
Possibly. Lynn, can you come have a look at this?
What are we seeing?
I am seeing an opening covered with vines. And as everything here is endeavoring to kill us, if it is vines or tree roots, and that may be connected to Yi-Ling's mother, if there's a way to ask the roots or the vines to part so that we can pass through.
Speak with plans a ritual spell.
Are you asking me, or are you looking it up?
I'm looking at it, and I'm not asking, I'm lamenting.
Ah,
Two inappropriate songs stuck in my head right now.
Perhaps it's if the roots lead back to the tree bearing the spirit of Yi-Ling's mother, perhaps it is not I that I should beseech them.
Fair point.
I think that I should ask them to part.
It's
Is
worth
that
it.
this?
It may be worth a try.
Elsewise, I could remove them forcefully, but I don't think they would respect that very much.
I mean, I don't really have a rapport with plants, but they will try.
They'll listen.
Is it this here?
They'll listen.
You like scoot some barrels out of the way. She's just like uncertainly reaches out to touch a root. Would you please let this pass?
The roots do not respond.
I'm not sure it's really alive. So just sort of, is it like a curtain of roots or like?
Like there's a hole that where they have like grown into and sort of filled the gap with itself. So clearing them out could create a passage.
You know, I don't really know. Can you tell if it's a live tree or if it's a dead tree? Then?
Nothing's really dead here, Yi-Ling.
Well, you know, everything is kind of dead. Actually, it's kind of the opposite. So maybe if it's not the lie, we don't need to ask permission. And I can what was it you said? Put my destructiveness to better use.
Well, but even things that are dead around here tend to object to that.
Well, as long as the heads or the wraith don't come down here.
Let's save that for after we've seen what's in the kettles.
You know, we need to get out fast. I still have plenty of bombs, so you know, just saying. Anyway.
Lynn tilt her head with a bit of concern and says, "Is this the way of things in Mordent? Are the dead, even if are present, just easily disposed? Are they to be swatted aside when they inconvenience you? Is there no respect for them that they do not pass?"
I was not meaning to offend you. I just meant that if tree is no longer alive, it will not be upset if we need to make a quick escape.
They can hear us, you know.
Yes, it was just a suggestion. I do not mean disrespect.
I press you to think more carefully going forward.
This episode is called Lecturing Yi-Ling.
Speaking of going forward, perhaps we continue down toward the kennels.
She just mutters under her breath for being better. She's just upsetting everyone today, and she's just like, I'm just being myself, yo. I don't know. I don't know what I did wrong, but...
I assume that means it's a dead end, then.
It's not. There is a passage that is covered in roots or vines that leads somewhere else underground, but...
possibly another way out. Possibly not.
Right. Dogs it is, then.
Would you like me to go first?
No, I'm fine. Turns out I know how to keep a dog off of my throat.
Useful skill.
Drausken will very carefully, with shield raised, start making his way down the tunnel towards the dogs.
Okay, you do so, taking inch by inch, carefully and defensively, and then the barking starts to get a little bit louder and you can hear the rattling of a cage nearby. A bone rolls out into view in front of you, clattering against the stone floor, bitten in half and broken, but very clearly a human's bone.
I think if we get any closer, we're likely to be involved in an altercation.
Perhaps they're
This-
in the kennels?
Would you prefer to proceed with some manner of discretion?
Loraphyra, you hear a ringing in your ears. You kind of wince.
Yeah.
Drausken is going to kind of like inch his way forward to try and see if he can kind of like pie this corner and get a look inside.
The barking kind of dies down. And there's some whimpering, and then the ringing stops.
What was that?
What was
The,
what?
the rest of you didn't hear anything.
What was what? The
Some-
dog stopped.
Something was making my ears ring. It stopped, but
Is there maybe a hound master with a whistle of some kind?
You hear movement further down southward through the tunnel, and it sounds like spurs on boots or chains or something clanging with every step, one foot being dragged, until you see, well, I don't know if you do see. Your preview is you. You can hear something shuffling along further down.
I'm gonna scoot past Yi-Ling up next to Drausken, trying to see a little further.
Good news is it does look like there are gates on the kennels.
Perhaps we proceed with caution then. Perhaps the butler is helping.
Why does it say 30 feet? You have 60-foot dark vision, right?
Yes?
I can see 60 foot, I know that.
Oh, okay. Okay, yours is 60.
Mine's
Or
also
fears was-
60.
Loraphyra's was set to 30 for some reason.
How dare you?
I don't. Anywho's.
Yeah, okay.
Who goes there?
Guests of the master of the house.
Guess this is no place for you. Be gone hence. This place is too foul.
We are seeking to bring an end to the Lord's torment at his request. He has given us right and run of the place, anywhere that we think may be helpful.
What can the kennels offer, Godefroy? You will find nothing here but dogs and bones.
Whose bones?
I know not, save they are discarded by Godefroy. The dogs do chew and gnaw. They teeth themselves upon the bones. causing the spirits to wince.
Are the,
Sorry.
are the spirits connected to these bones here?
No, but they are near. You hear it taking a few more steps forward towards you, anyway.
With Yi-Ling's newly acquired occult knowledge, would she be able to summon those spirits using the bones?
I would say you could have a greater understanding of what's happening, but it wouldn't help you with further manipulation. So if you want, you can roll Arcana.
Any more information is useful. Okay.
So what you surmise from that is that the spirits aren't literally held here, but the dogs chewing on the bones causes harm to the spirits that they're connected to. The spirits of which are probably somewhere else on the grounds.
Yi-Ling will relay this information in a whisper.
The dogs begin to growl and bark and paw at the cages again, becoming more restless.
In Ikas, the Empress kept many places like this. It is a place of torture and malice, a place to dispose of her enemies and dissidents.
Blame not the hounds. They do as bid, according to their nature and master. They are blameless.
Certainly, they are mere beasts following their instincts and the orders of their betters. Tell me, is there a reason you insist on shouting down the hall instead of coming to greet your master's guests face to face?
I must admit, I have my doubt about your intentions. I know you not, and the master would not send a guest to the kennels unless it was as a form of punishment.
We were not sent anywhere, we were permitted. And unless you desire your master to personally come down here and tell you where we are permitted to go, our presence here should tell you enough.
Adriel, let this pass.
Some kind of charisma check. I'm not sure which one. It could have passed for a lot of them, so you just pick.
Would you like a bad one or a worse one?
A
Bad.
worse one.
Oh,
Can
okay.
I offer help by saying what I just said?
What did you say?
I said Adriel let us pass. That's the butler's name, right, Adriel?
Ah, Adrio, yeah. Yes, go ahead.
All right. Ooh, 17. Even with my negative.
Andrio sent you.
No, he permitted us, as his master bid.
Forgive me. I am but a simple kennel master. I am not versed in nobility. I am not well educated. But I will approach as you desire. And he clambers forward a little bit further into reaching into your eyesight, at the very least. And you see a pale-skinned, white-haired, dead creature with glowing crimson eyes.
But definitely like a physical kind of undead, not a ghost.
Correct. Yeah, physical.
Ghoulie.
If anyone wants, they could roll a religion, see if they know what kind of undead this is.
Sure, I'll give it a shot.
Yeah.
25. I know all
Right, I
about
won't
him.
bother.
Oh, that's what I wrote
Our
my
queen
doctoral
of the
dissertation
undead.
on.
Loraphyra, it is a white. It has 45 hit points and AC 14.
Yeah, just read a girl's
Don't let it
stats
touch
like
you.
Got it. I will say very quietly, since I'm kind of in the middle of my group, I do not believe that he means us harm, but if he does, do not let him touch your skin.
Probably the most obvious thing you've said today.
Sometimes you have to say the obvious.
Fair point.
Who are you? What do you want? And is there a way that I can be of some assistance?
My name is Drausken, and my group of associates and I have been set forth by the master of the house to attend to some personal issues of his regarding the entrapment of spirits here. He asked us to look around and see what we could do to resolve his problems.
Very well. It sounds that all you need from me is to stand aside.
And make sure that your dogs stay nice and kenneled. Yes, that would be good. Thank you.
Of course. Of course. He begins to shuffle back into the darkness.
That is assurance enough.
It is what we can
Hang
get
in
for
here,
right now.
Drausken, I've been thinking about that. If the bones being chewed on hurts them, perhaps we need to separate the dogs from the bones first before we can help the spirits. We might need to unkennel them. That's what I'm saying.
I don't like that
Huh.
idea at all.
Well, nobody likes any of my ideas right now, but I'm saying it before doing it, so you may debate or whatever.
Well, that's good, because I think if you set any of the hounds free without getting the hound master involved personally, we're going to have a lot of problems.
I mean, is there anything we can offer them so they will stop chewing on bones?
Fresh
When
out
last I
meat.
When last I attempted to commune with them, they had no words with which to speak. They are beyond the nature of beasts in some fashion. Likely because they, like everything here, are dead.
Yes.
I
There we could free them as well.
think that these spirits may not be key. Look how many bones there are. Even assuming that your average humanoid body has quite a few bones in it, that's several people for each kennel.
Let's spend our time instead looking around. We know that there is something in the vicinity of the kennels that may be of use to our particular endeavor.
And it may well be in that tunnel, but I do want to exhaust this possibility first.
Have the kennel masters leave. Shall we proceed down the hallway?
Let's. And fitting actions to words, Loraphyra will step forward and look around. I do see. Is that a chest there?
Yes, it is.
Does it appear to have a lock on it?
It does not. Well, it has a It has the lock
The latch.
mechanisms,
The latch.
the flippy guy,
The flippy guy,
but
yeah.
the
but
flippy guy,
but no padlock.
but no padlock. Exactly.
Those,
Flippy guy.
those have a proper name, but I can't remember what it is.
I think latch is fine.
It's a latch, yeah.
I would like to do a perception check just to make sure there's nothing weird that wants to bite us on that chest or
On
the
the
one
bee.
further down. Yeah,
Yes,
the flippy
correct.
bit.
The flippy bit. Okay. Go ahead and roll perception.
19.
Everything here is weird.
Of course everything here is weird, but I want to know whether or not the chest directly is going to bite me if I open it.
It's like a 19.
It's an undead mimic.
You don't think it's a mimic. You don't think it's trapped,
Okay.
but you can't know for sure.
All right, well, find out for sure then. And I'm going to, with Drausken right at my shoulder, open it.
Let's bring her in this bitch.
All right. You see in it sort of like old rusted metal and leather bits for different things to do with dogs. So there's like a muzzle, there's a brush for grooming, there are some collars, an old rusted syringe, dog stuff.
Vaccination shots.
But
Sure.
not in good care.
And these dogs are spirit like the rest of... Are these dogs like dogs, or are they...
As you're looking at them, you're like... And when you look at them, they get like riled up. They start to like growl and their eyes glow brightly. But they seem physical, but somewhat ethereal at the same time. You don't think they're spirits, but they are definitely somewhat magical in nature.
Sepulchral.
That's a good word. I like that.
That's a good word.
It's a what?
Good word is what they said.
No,
Sepulchral.
no.
She can't do it twice. She got it once. That's a sepulchral.
Not familiar with that.
Like Sepultura,
Oh,
but that's
okay.
a metal band.
As from the sepulture.
Look, I heard polka roll, and that made me think of Dresden Files, because polka will never die.
I spelled it wrong.
Oh man.
Like in the Edgar Allan poem. Edgar Allan Poe poem. Say that 3 times fast.
That's a good vocal warm-up.
I spelled it wrong. It's CH.
Sepulchral.
Yeah. She was a child and I was a child of this kingdom by the sea.
Amazing.
Oh, we are in a kingdom by the sea. That's kind of cool.
All right. Well, as long as they're able to be held by those bars, I have absolutely no interest in opening any of those doors unless we absolutely must. But I am going to carefully continue down the hall, taking my time to make sure that I'm not leaving my fellows behind me. My goal is to check inside each of the kennels to see if there are humans or humanoids in any of them, and open the chests as I go past them, just to make sure there's nothing weird tucked into any of them.
So as you look in, the dogs guard the bones greedily, but there's quite the collection in each kennel. There's also a lot of dried blood, long old. And of course, there's filth left behind by the dogs. The kennel master is not exactly cleaning the place, but these are not necessarily natural dogs either. Definitely, they give off very scary vibes. But at the same time, while they are creatures touched by shadow, in a way you are too.
Yup.
Have you found anything of interest to help you?
Not yet. Kennel Master, do you have a name that you go by?
I am Kennel Master. It suits me as well.
Very well. Have you ever been commanded by the Lord of the House to keep a person down here?
Indeed. And I do as bid by my betters.
How often does that happen?
As of late, not too often. It is rare to smell fresh blood here in the kennels, but it is a welcome scent.
When was the last time that a person was held down here? About. And who was it?
I do not reckon the days well, as I see not the sun, nor the movement of the stars or of the tides. It is all one day, a long night to one such as I. But the last brought here, as I recall, was a young lady. Her bones were brittle. They cracked quickly. Her screams did not last long.
Do you know why she was brought here?
No. But it was the Master's will that her bones be taken to my hounds. She was a little smaller than you, I think. You have many youthful features, but your eyes tell a longer story. I have seen few elves in my time. Are you truly immortal?
Yes. As even the longest lived races do eventually pass on.
I wonder how fresh your blood must taste.
You are not to find out. We are guests of your master.
Apologies. Begins to recoil. Perhaps I have something that can be of assistance after all.
I?
You begin to hear the ringing sound in your ears again. The rest of you don't hear it, but you can see Loraphyra's ears perking up and kind of moving about on their own. And then you hear the screaming grind of rusted metal as the cages snap open. And one by one, each of the cages opens wide, allowing the shadowy mastiffs to move into view. Initiative.
What a douchebag. I better get my battle music going.
My fight song.
I had this like sad cello music going on.
Did we see him like blowing a whistle or anything like that?
Yeah, you can see him doing that.
Okay.
He wants to suck our blood.
Through his hands. Okay.
Who's got mage hand? Grab that whistle.
All right. The mastiffs, they have 40 feet of speed. This one comes barking and barreling around the corner.
Can I pull our master?
You certainly can.
Whee! Oh, come on, Roll20, really?
All right, one of them can't quite get to you guys, but two of them do. Those two have to wait their turns. This one just opens right in.
Sorry, Drausken, your worst nightmare has come true. The dogs are home. The dogs. Well, we know.
Wow.
Sorry. I am in some kind of mood tonight.
You die
you
first.
Definitely.
Like when we were in the barrel room, like the song going through my head was roll out the barrel. We'll have a barrel of fun.
All right, this one's for Yi-Ling.
Sorry. I can't help myself. It's just
Looks
my
like that's a
brain.
miss.
No, you truly can, though.
Lynn, 15.
I can stop it from coming out my mouth.
I think a
but not
15
my
is
brain.
actually a miss.
Okay. Drausken, here's 2 for you. 16 and 24.
Yeah.
So 13 and strength save.
Uh, 18.
Okay, yeah, you're fine. You stay up. And then there's 2 for Loraphyra. Miss horribly and miss horribly.
Indeed. Which is a 6 and a 12.
Yes. All right, and now for the master. Okay, he is going to produce a longbow.
What did this guy say his name was?
He didn't.
Kennel
Master.
Master. All right, he's going to shoot one at Loraphyra.
That'll
20
hit.
to hit for 9 piercing.
20 will hit
The
me.
shield.
Oh, yeah, that's right.
But-
Forgot about the curse.
I'm
It's
glad.
like, woo! But
I think there's something particular about the shield. It hasn't come into play in so long. I don't remember. Okay. So all of them are coming at me. I have resistance to ranged weapon damage.
Oh.
So the 20 will hit me, but I have resistance.
excellent. All right, so then that's only 4 damage for you.
All right.
He fires another one at Loraphyra / you
At me.
and misses this time just outright. Okay.
Tink. Bounce it off the
Then,
shield.
then he's gonna step
Somewhat
back.
ironically, this is the best possible position for us to be in while being fired at by ranged weapons, because they will all come at me.
That
is-
shield, out of all the items we have, has been putting in the most work.
Drausken, it is your turn.
Okay. Drausken is going to make an attack against the dog directly in front of Loraphyra.
Okay.
And as he does, he's going to bark out that we need to get the kennel master. We need to get his whistle.
Mm-hmm.
Unfortunately, these dogs are not undead, are they?
Did Cow Master
They
go?
are not undead.
Yep.
Fucking
Didn't think so.
disappeared.
So I will not be getting any of the cool stuff from the black iron sword that I'm brandishing, but doesn't mean we can't stab a dog.
Woo!
15 stabs a dog.
Okay. So that will just be the 11 slashing.
Okay.
And we'll go again. 20 also stabs a dog, I believe,
Yes, it does.
for 9 slashing.
All right. It yips. And backs away from your slash.
Does it actually?
Yeah. Well, it doesn't back up, but
Okay.
it's like,
Duck
you
the
know,
Crobbles.
groveling a little bit, yeah.
Cool. And then I am going to shield bash the one in front of me to attempt to knock it down.
All right, you beat 8. It goes down.
Kinda, bah, go now! And that will be my turn.
All right, Yi-Ling.
Yi-Ling does not want to be in this room too much longer, so she's going to reach up to her robe, pull off one of the twinkling stars, and cast her magic missiles with it. And she's going to aim 3 at the dog that Drausken has already hit, and then 4 at this one, because those are 2 healers. Trying to get dogs off with them if possible.
Okay. Let's see the dice.
Oh, right. God, what is that?
Oh, right. 30 episodes in. You
1d4
occasionally
plus-
have to roll, like, attacks and stuff.
I know.
Players.
Oh, I didn't make a thing for this. Oh, sad. Okay, I guess I just have to roll 7d4. Okay, here we go.
Oh, no. The
Slash
horror,
R.
the pain of rolling 7d4.
Oh, that was kind of sad.
Damn!
Oh wait, no, it wasn't.
That is a lot of 3s. What are you on about?
+1 for each one, so it'll be plus
Oh, that's 10
4 to
damage.
this one. Yeah. Oh, I should have done 4 and then 3 because I split them
Yeah.
up. Oh well. Just do the first 4 to this guy and the other 3 to. Oh, sorry, this one.
Wait, the first 4?
No, 3. Sorry, first 3 to the
Okay.
one that's hurt, and then the 4 to
Okay.
this one. So 3, 6, 7, 8, 9 to the purple dot, and then 3, 9, 11, 13, 14,
15.
15. Okay. I can math slowly.
They're all being hit around you.
Oh.
You're hurting a bunch of dogs. How do you feel about yourself?
I'm not great, but they're
I'm doing
trying
great,
to
Mr.
eat
Drummond.
us, and
Thanks
they're
for
not
asking.
really alive.
All right, Yi-Ling, anything else?
Yeah, I'm going to actually do a key point. Shocking, I know, and do patient defense because I'd like to be dodging with my bonus action. So that's it. Guess I'll do some sort of symbol for dodge, but that's all she wrote.
Okay.
Wiggly line. That's what's for
Lynn.
dodge.
I see that Loraphyra is right next to me. So I realize this entire time I've been concentrating on protect from good and evil on Yi-Ling. Don't know if that ever passed at any point because it's a 10-minute duration.
Well, if you did a single ritual cast, I think that would run.
That's a good
clock.
point. Yep. So I'm actually going to reach for a talisman, and we're going to actually turn that over to Loraphyra, and I will tell her, I'm entrusting you to bring the ravens. I'm going to cast protection from good and evil on you.
Thank you.
Now, I know we say that these things aren't undead, but I'm hoping one of the other things will catch.
We'll find out.
We'll find out.
Well, these things aren't undead, but a white is.
That might help.
I am hoping, fingers crossed, that at least one of you will go after the Houndmaster.
I'm going. Stars and stones.
I'm a going.
I haven't even gotten to my turn. Stop
Oh,
yapping.
I know.
Haven't done anything. But she's got to do something else first.
Yeah.
We all know what that thing is. We know right now.
Do we?
Oh, yes. Let's find out. It is your turn.
I'm going to use my action to disengage.
No, bullshit.
And with the dog in front of me prone, am I able to move through its space to get out the other side?
This one is the one that's prone. So yes, you can move over that one. So
I thought that he was. Oh yes, you're right.
He beat that one up. It's got a black eye, but this one's on the ground.
Amazing. Yes, I'm going to use.
Drausken is a puppy kicker. Sorry.
They're not puppies. That doesn't count. Right. I'm going to use my action to disengage. 5, 10, 15, 20, 25, 30 to get me. I can see the kennel master. I assume I have a reasonable line of sight.
Yes, you're actually right on the money.
Amazing. Cool. I can't do anything with that because bonus actions are... Actually, yes, I can. I'm going to call it a spiritual weapon with my bonus action.
Okay. Wow,
Yeah.
that took amazing restraint. I know that your finger was on Spirit Guardians like so hard.
You saw me measuring the radius.
Yeah, I was like, well, also, I would do it, you know? Like,
Well, because in a lot of ways it makes the most sense. It is my best AoE spell, but...
no, it's an amazing spell.
It is the best bang for your buck damage out of a single cast.
Truly,
Yeah,
especially
incredible.
with Warcaster as one of my feats.
And you've got the protection on you.
So yeah, I'm going to call in a spiritual weapon. He gets the scythe, not the sword. He's not interesting enough for the sword.
Okay. Oh yeah. Come on.
And I rolled a nat 1 on it, but I am making a point by calling it in. I'm gonna look him in the eye and growl. You are disobeying the word of your master.
Controlled by Loraphyra. There it is. All right.
It is true. You said you were here to end his suffering. That is the last thing we want.
You're an idiot.
I mean, he has literal brain rot, so.
Yeah.
Anything else,
Wow.
Loraphyra?
Nope.
Okay. This one that got beat the hell up vanishes into darkness. And this one is going to get up. This one's going to move in one. This one is also going to vanish. And do a little retreat. Then this one moves up to take its place. And this one sits there and is sad because it can't do anything.
Oh, woo,
Yeah.
woo, woo, woo.
Okay, so here's one for Lynn. Bite. Aw.
I can't wait till Lynn bites back.
Here's one for Yi-Ling, who is dodging. So that 12 becomes a 7.
Hot diggity dodge.
One for Drausken, 9. One for Drausken, 23. 12 in strength save.
Nine.
All right, Drausken drops to the floor, knocked prone. Let me see. 1, 2, 3. Okay, and there's one more, also attacking Drausken, and with advantage, it gets a 9.
Aw.
And bites down on some of the armor and gnaws on it a little bit.
As Drausken is dragged down, he like instinctively pulls the shield up over his head.
Yep. And they are not strategic. They are having a hard time getting around this turtle that can shield itself from the belly. It's very confusing for a dog. Let's see. At the end of that, they all go pew, pew, pew,
I don't like that.
and they vanish.
Like that at all.
This one looks around by himself and vanishes.
I was gonna say, is the sad dog stain? too sad to move.
Okay. This one looks at you greedily, tears off of its sleeve, revealing a pale zombie-like hand, and it reaches out for you, Loraphyra, as he greedily and gleefully swipes his bare hand at you. Oh! And I roll a nat 20.
It does he have the disadvantage from protection from evil and good?
Yes. So it's actually a 12. Which was actually really good.
Good job, Lynn.
Thank you, Lynn.
Yeah.
Does it-
so
Good job
Bob, get me
remembering,
the
Ren.
spell ticket at some point.
I feel all of that energy that I'm very familiar with coming toward me, and just sort of shift my shoulder to one side.
yeah, he's like trying to get around, and it's kind of, you can see the barrier magically in between the two of you, and his fingertips are barely getting inside, and then finally he has to like pull away as it's like hot, burning to him.
Oh, your life force will be so sweet.
You are a thing that should not be, and I will unmake you.
Drausken.
Okay.
Oh, he just put
Well.
himself in like direct line with Drausken. That was a mistake.
We're going to go ahead and we're going to stand up. Let's get rid of that. All right. And And then we are going to make our way directly south to where Loraphyra and the Kennel Master are fighting. Now, normally standing up would take half my movement.
Correct.
So that is going to drop me down to 15 feet total, right?
Mm-hmm. Correct.
I'm also going to use my Barbarian Charge to increase my speed by another 10 feet. Well, as long as I'm moving directly towards an opponent.
Okay.
I am moving directly towards that opponent.
Correct.
So
It is ass.
that should be sufficient to get me there.
Mm-hmm.
And then we're going to hit him. Or at least we're going to try. And as he charges down, he is also going to shout to Lin and Yi-Ling to regroup.
Right behind you.
And you know what? Just because we really need this Kennel Master to go down, I am also going to make this a reckless attack. So we are recklessly swinging. So that's a 20.
Yeah, that is a hit.
All right, so that is going to be 9 slashing and 1 radiant. Kind of hoping for a little bit more chutzpah on that radiant damage, but we'll take what we can get.
It hisses angrily as you slash into it.
Great. Now that I've made an attack, I'm going to use my bonus action, Shield Master, to attempt to knock him down. With a nat 20 on my athletics for a 25 total.
Hell yeah.
All right,
Yeah.
let's see if we nat 20 this. No, not even close.
4.
All right.
The number of death.
Great.
Right, you choke slam this guy.
And now we are going to use my extra attack to attack him again.
25 is a hit.
25.
Excellent strike. You knock him down and follow up, dealing
6 damage.
6 damage.
I'm not here for big damage. I don't do big damage.
We appreciate you.
Still, giving advantage to your allies to do big damage is
Yes.
pretty good.
I'm here for the battlefield control. Don't expect big numbers from me. I'm not that kind of barbarian.
Yeah.
Hey, knocking him down. Good. Is good.
He's
All
very
right.
good.
That is a move, an action, and a bonus action, so I'm done.
Yi-Ling.
Yi-Ling just comes charging up. No problem. Sweeping down with her glaive.
Unfortunately, you cannot get there.
Why
It-
not?
There is a thing obstructing your path.
Oh. Do I trip over a dog? What the fuck is this?
Yep, you hold on. So
Yeah,
you
put
get
me where I
you-
hit
you
the
get-
dog.
you get right there. And yeah, you can tell there's something in this space.
Drausken, duck. A glaive has a 10-foot reach. I'm not kidding.
It's a dog. Not a dog.
Well, at least it isn't a goose.
Oh man, I kind of just want to kick it out of the way, but is
I mean, you can attempt to attack it. It's just invisible.
this
Pray would never
space
enter the
occupied
dread
by a
domain, which
dog?
you might-
You move your glaive around.
Yeah, I'm like
You don't
what-
feel anything.
Fishing
great.
for dog.
There's an invisible thing there, but I want to get this one.
All right,
All
it
right,
uses
now I
its
will.
attack of opportunity,
Okay, fine.
but it
Yeah.
misses horribly.
Good.
and that will cause it to appear.
All the high numbers have been against me.
Tax the Kennel Master. Thank you for advantage, Drausken.
Yep, 20 is going to hit.
And again. Yes.
Okay.
Cool. And I will do my unarmed strike and I kick him.
Yep, that is a hit.
In the face.
Ah,
Herb stop.
Perhaps I was hasty.
Are you
Perhaps.
surrendering?
Yes. I surrender. Stop hitting me. Ow.
Call off the dogs.
Okay, I'll try.
Right, but it is not his turn. So, Lynn, what do you do?
Tell me if I burned the dog.
Just sweeping our feet around. Sure. No, you have a scythe. You can sweep it around. Hey, that's what a scythe is
geez.
used for.
Well, I have the rare opportunity to walk forcefully while dragging the edge of the scythe against the concrete floor.
Hell yeah.
And I will also repeat Loraphyra's threat. I will say, return the dogs to their kennels, yield the whistle, or else I will reap the weeds. Then I raise my scythe and prepare an action.
Okay. You do so. What is the action you prepare?
If he attempts to do anything other than like surrendering or like calling off the dogs and yielding the whistle, or if he tries to do anything offensive toward us,
Yeah,
I will
you'll attack.
Yeah.
Got it. All right, Loraphyra.
I'm going to draw my dagger, Empress's Resort, and I will also ready an action to bury it in him if he does anything offensive towards us at all.
Okay.
Anything that is not taking the whistle and calling off the dogs and then giving the whistle to us is going to get him stabbed.
All right. You get it ready to strike. And it's actually not his turn yet. It's the dog's turn.
Right.
And so they do stuff. Do.
Dogs do stuff. Dog stuff.
Okay, let's make some of these guys appear.
Doggos do
I like
doggy
your little-
things.
I like your disappear and reappear noises. Like the sound effects. I appreciate it.
All right, here's two on Lynn. 20 for 9.
Oh, that's a hit.
Strength save.
Free to use the Deadpool point if you need.
I got it.
You made it! Yay!
I will have to roll concentration though.
And then a straight out miss.
I'm good. Concentration maintained.
All right. And then we're going to have 3 for Drausken. So, miss. Hit. For 14 damage. And then another strength save.
$11.
He goes down again. And the third dog goes in for the bite, doing another 11 damage. As they start dogpiling him, literally.
Get them off him! Yells at the kennel master.
All right, and with that,
Where did Drausken go?
pew, pew, pew. They all vanish.
Wait. So did Drausken.
Do
Oh,
I
well.
also vanish?
No, you didn't. I never were supposed to. I missed it.
Okay.
It's
like, where did I go?
Drausken with us.
All right, they are all doing their best, and he takes the whistle and he starts twiddling a tune on it, and then he blows into it as hard as he can, and all the dogs start barking like crazy, and the noise becomes absolutely unbearable. It would appear he is not cooperating. He has given it a different command, so you can use your reactions.
Will do.
We would just know that?
I mean,
I
they're sounding frenzied as opposed to retreating, is what I'm gathering from that.
Yeah, they're not being called off. You can hear them just barking like crazy.
29 to stab a motherfucker.
You stab him.
6.
You stab him.
We both do 11 points of damage, so I like drive it down into him and twist it.
All right, you do so, and then Lynn rakes the scythe downwards into its belly, and then tears off the bottom half, just ripping him into pieces. And he just dies cackling. Re-dies? I don't know.
Yeah, something.
Dies for good.
But the barking persists. The whistle tumbles out of his even colder, deader fingers.
Oh, here's an interesting thought, because anything we kill in Mordent doesn't actually truly go away given the nature of the place. But I just killed him with the scythe.
Oh, that's a good point. Because it has an ability called Soul Harvester. And when you kill a creature while wielding the scythe, you absorb the creature's soul. As an action, you can spend a number of souls stored within the scythe, restoring 1 spell level per soul expended.
All right. He's like, I forgot about that. So he's like laughing, and then he's like, huh? And then, as he's, pulled into this, and he's utterly destroyed.
Whoops.
Don't
Listen to Loraphyra.
Don't break the laws of hospitality. Just don't. It's bad.
I mean, we just punched out a window, so...
There is a difference between causing... There is a difference between causing light property damage and attacking guests of the master of the house. There is a very wide difference.
From one groundskeeper to another, I carry more sharp instruments.
Wow. Drausken, you're up. Actually, you're down.
Okay, I'm down,
Rude.
but I get up again.
Oh, I just can't
Never
ever
gonna
keep you
him
down.
All right, I will expend part of my movement to stand back up, and Drausken will kind of like point to the corner behind him and say, "Get into the corner."
And then,
And he will then assume a defensive posture with plans to follow his party back into the corner if they choose to
comply
back that way.
I see. All right, very good. Yi-Ling.
Did the dog whistle disappear?
No, it's on the floor.
Great. Snatch that up. Doesn't know what she's doing, but she's gonna blow like a sharp, like down boy note.
Okay.
Down boy note sound like.
Okay. Are you
That's only
proficient?
Loraphyra and the dogs can hear it.
Let me ask you this.
Fuck
Are you,
you.
are you proficient in animal handling?
Probably not.
All right. You
I'll give it a go.
you blow the whistle and roll animal handling at disadvantage. Let's see how it goes.
Disadvantage, rude. Not bad.
Luckily, some of the mad spirits that are inhabiting you seem to actually understand this a little bit better.
Gotta
And
be firm with dogs.
you gotta be
Down. No.
and the cacophony of bark starts to quiet, and instead you hear whimpering, and you can hear the gates swing shut again. And one by one, as you're looking around, the dogs reappear inside of their kennels,
Oh,
completely cowed.
that's worked. Sorry,
It-
Loraphyra.
Worth it. Well done.
All right.
I fucking hate dogs.
More of a cat person, are you?
I prefer animals that don't have a problem with my very existence.
Speaking of which, here is your new reward.
Ooh,
A dog
reward.
whistle.
God damn it. This whistle is inaudible to humans, meant to be heard by animals. Elves have a hard time understanding what this is supposed to do.
Wow.
Sir!
in the description. Allows you
Sir!
to cast speak with animals once per day, resetting at dawn. If you speak a short phrase into the whistle before sounding it, creatures of your choice within 60 feet of you will hear the message. I guess I kind of did that.
Yeah, you did.
That's what the
Boys.
down boy note sounds like.
So it's a dog whistle in more than one way. Enjoy.
Wow.
Wow.
I was
Oh,
chuckling to myself
man.
that only Loraphyra could hear it.
I mean, it makes sense. It is right at that pitch that I just kind of... Because fun fact, I can almost hear dog whistles. Actual, literal, physical dog whistles. It's
Wow.
not fun.
I could never.
I'm the opposite. My eardrums are deteriorating and it bothers me.
I had tubes in my eardrums as a child, so I've got big old scars, and my range of hearing is squarely in the middle.
Mm.
I've done those pitch tests and can't.
I've
Dang
never
crap.
done a pitch test. I just know that I can hear a lot. Let's see. Drausken's not looking great.
He never looks great.
No, he never looks happy. He usually looks in better health than this.
I look happy. This is my happy face. Ow.
I mean, if you don't want the help, you can just say so.
No, please do.
All right. I think that we're in a little break here, so let's take a break for realsies and then come back and play some more.
All right.
That sounds like a wonderful idea. We'll be back very shortly, friends. Hang out and we'll see what happens next. Bye. Hello, guys, gals, and non-binary pals, and welcome back to the Fey Realm. When we left off, we had just killed a kennel master and shoved the dogs back into their cages, where they really should be, because they're not nice. They're mean. I don't like them. Over to
You
you,
don't like 'em.
Adam.
bonus points. We didn't kill a single dog.
Technically,
True.
not dogs.
Technically, not dead either, but who
Bad,
knows?
not dogs.
Bad
Like-
dog-shaped things.
It's like Janet in Good Place. Like,
Yes.
not a woman.
Not a wo-
Not a robot.
Not a robot.
I mean, valid.
Uh,
I will occasionally use Janet saying "not a woman" when people loudly and annoyingly misgender me. It's very funny to me.
All right. So, yes, you have defeated the Kennel Master, and more so, Lynn, you have absorbed his soul, such as it is, into your magical scythe, gifted to you by the Raven Queen herself. And you have gained the Kennel Master's dog whistle. And in addition to that, you have discovered his own little stash of treasures.
Sure.
Ooh. Contains note kept by the Kennel Master, an assortment of strange green files. Also, doggy treats.
Oh, great.
Lots.
Little stale, but yeah, still serviceable.
I'm gonna grab a small handful of those treats and go and, like, from a safe distance, toss them into each of the kennels, just to, like, their master is dead. I can't imagine anyone else coming down here. This is about to get bad for them, unless we unmake the world, which is the plan.
As you're tossing out the doggy treats, they greedily go for the treats and ignore the bones for a little while.
Gonna pull out the notes and then hand the files to Lynn.
I would like to take a look at the files. I know I never actually finished my alchemy degree, but
You'll find another hag. It's fine.
Yi-Ling, you have the reach. I'm gonna toss some more treats. Can you try to get some of those bones out?
I could certainly try.
And I'm gonna work to coordinate with her that I toss treats into one specific kennel and, like, keep tossing the treats until she's gotten as many bones out as she can get out of the kennel with her glaive.
Why are you throwing away food?
Not hard pack.
Drausken, I desperately need you to understand that through the powers of the Raven Queen, I can produce about 50 pounds of food when needed.
Yeah, but these are good trail rations.
They
Come
also
on.
no, absolutely not. Absolutely not. They are made in the shapes of tiny bones.
Yeah. I'm missing something, I guess.
Yes.
All right, Yi-Ling goes through and starts removing the bones from the cages while the dogs are distracted by the treats. And we'll see what becomes of that. In the meantime, Lynn, as you study the vials, you realize what the liquid therein is.
Ectoplasm.
Oh,
Interesting.
very. A thick, viscous substance, ectoplasm is formed when ghosts interact with the physical world, usually seen as a viscous, mucus-like slime. Ectoplasm has also been encountered in mist-like and even crystalline forms. That's cool.
Interesting. Yeah, I have something like that. I've been carrying it around for a while.
What's that?
Have you?
Yeah.
Meanwhile, Tania's having Homestuck flashbacks.
That was always the
We
strangest
don't-
fandom.
It still is.
Oh.
Can't really move it, unfortunately.
What dat?
You can
Ew.
mouse over it.
bit of
A bit
ectoplasm
of-
left attached to a fallen undead entity remains on the next undead you destroy. It can be consumed to cast false life.
Interesting. So, how many vials are there?
I forgot to remind everyone that we're all under the effects of heroism. Did you remember to reset your temp HP every round?
Nope.
Nope.
I also did not get.
Too little, too late. We'll
Bitten?
remember next time.
I did not get hurt, so
Yeah, they all wanted to eat Drausken. And Lynn mostly.
All right. In addition, you gain the notes of the Kennel Master. Would anyone like to sift through them?
I would. Yes, please.
All right. Please roll investigation.
Oh no. Okay. I mean, I just gotta read them, right? I'm sorry.
I mean,
I didn't
you-
mean to
you
do
get-
that.
You got a
Disadvantage.
15. So, what you surmise, or you put a few things together. The ectoplasm is left behind by the spirits tormented by the dogs. As the line between life, death, and the perception thereof is blurred in the creation of pain, physical pain for the non-physical. This
Some
is
liquid misery bullshit.
it's liquid misery bullshit, exactly. But from it could be something useful, but he doesn't talk about how it's useful. He seems to like collecting it, like one would enjoy collecting bald eagle tears, I suppose.
Yeah.
And so yeah, he's not a great guy. In addition, the spirits are kept in the west wing on the first floor.
That's why I didn't want us to go there. It's always the West Wing.
Always.
I even
Always.
read something else where it's like, you can't go to the West Wing. I was like, it's synchronicity. What's happening?
It's that
By the
alliteration.
by.
How many vials did we get of ectoplasm?
I'm going to say 6.
was that Dane?
I mean,
While everyone is running around and throwing treats and collecting bones and what else, Drausken kind of shambles over into a corner and just sort of slumps down to catch his breath.
I did give you a cure wounds.
you need more healing?
I mean, if you're asking if he's still hurt, yes.
She's more asking if you will accept more healing.
Well, that depends on whether you guys are going to be wasting enough time that Drausken can squeeze in a short rest, or whether we're going to be getting up and moving again shortly.
She was fingering her necklace of prayer beads.
Do we want to continue looking into the entrenched passageway?
We could do that. Maybe it
What
maybe
do-
it leads to the West Wing.
I was just thinking, what if we like suss out where the compass is pointing, which way does that door lead, or is this like north, south, east, west? North is up from here.
So in order to figure that out, like it would seem that the passage from here, from where you're at, would lead away from the west wing.
Okay.
But you don't know how far it goes, or if it twists around, or what. Your vision of where it goes is obstructed by the roots and such.
Well, it's worth looking into.
Yi-Ling's gonna reach down to help Drausken get up, and as she does, she's gonna press the bloodstone into his hand and cast Cure Wounds.
Oh,
2d8.
Ooh, not bad.
Nice. Plus my wisdom, which, as we know, is not great, but you get it. You get what you get, which is a +1.
Look, that was almost as for not for nothing. That is almost as good as the 4th level cure wounds that I cast.
Oh yeah.
I rolled bad. You rolled good.
I enjoyed that the casting time is a 1 bones action.
Yeah, that's
1 bones action.
Nice. Well done.
gonna help them out.
Damn it, Jim, I'm a prayer bead, not a 3rd level spell.
Honestly, the fact that the bloodstone makes it a bonus action for the caster, that's awesome.
It's now gonna be Dr. Bonestone.
Bone stone.
That was his nickname in college.
We got the snort laugh from Tanya. It's a win. We
I
win the night.
Wait, where did everyone go? Oh God, okay.
Where do you think?
I'm coming. I have to close my windows.
Are the barrels cleared enough that we can start cutting our way through these vines?
I think it's easily movable. They're just barrels.
Some
Yeah,
of us
they're
have an
just
8
barrels.
strength, Lynn.
Yeah, you can move the barrels out of the way.
You're not wrestling the barrels. You can tilt them and roll them.
Barrels are heavy.
Barrels.
Barrels
Tilt
are
and
heavy.
roll.
Have
Leverage.
you ever rolled like one of the big ones? Even empty, they're a motherfucker.
Well, anyway.
We've got the
Um,
ghosts on the run.
So now the question is, how are you going to clear the impenetrable thorns?
Looks
Well,
at
we can't
Lynn.
we can't beseech them. And I am carrying a large gardening implement.
Ah. Yes, good. Scythe.
All right, so are you carving into them, or are you...
Yes, we're
Okay.
gonna carve into them. At first, see if this works.
Okay.
Very sorry.
And if the roots have a soul, they're mine now.
Mine now.
I mean, you know, 1,000 root souls might equal 1 like humanoid soul.
Hey, some trees.
Yeah, but that's taking out the whole tree, not a root.
This is true.
All right, so you begin carving your way through the roots and open up the passage, which indeed does seem to snake around, leading somewhere. And the paths are twisting and turning and moving upwards. Do you want to follow it to its destination?
Yes.
We do. We all have like light spells while we're here or something like that.
Yes.
Yes, we
do
do.
we need it? We all have dark vision, don't we?
Oh, we do, don't we? Our one undark vision person's not here anymore.
Yeah.
Into the darkness.
The light cantrip
Oh.
is great, but isn't super useful here for us.
Well,
Unless
I
we
mean-
need to see color.
yeah, and dark vision only turns darkness into dim light. You'd still be at disadvantage for vision-based checks.
Yes, but on the flip side, assuming that whatever we're coming up on doesn't necessarily have dark vision, we get some measure of surprise. Or if not surprise, then
We have company.
yes, I say not giving ourselves immediately away. I was gonna
All right,
finish the
you-
thought, damn it.
As you emerge from underneath this covered, what seemed to be a table, perhaps, it was really just masking the trapdoor underneath. And as you exit, you can see a multitude of spirits locked into this room, floating there, and when they see you, cowering.
We are not here to hurt you. We are here to help you.
Hey,
We
do
hope-
any of them look like your friend from the bench outside?
Mhm.
What was his name? Please hold. Thomas? No, that was the little boy. Oh, I didn't write down the name of the guy outside. My bad.
The guy who was on This bench?
Yes,
I think his name was.
what was he, a vintner or something?
Yeah,
A
he
sommelier.
was.
Sommelier.
Sommelier, yeah. Was his name Ruben?
Sure.
Or was Ruben the.
For
first
some reason, I
guy we
wrote down the
met,
names of the people
like-
inside.
Like the occultist? I think
Oh.
Ruben was the occultist.
Felix was the occultist.
Okay.
Yeah.
Well, either
Would
way,
any of us
you
remember the name of the guy that we met on the bench? Since that was like an hour ago.
Well, by process of elimination, it's Ruben.
The name of this person was Dean.
Like, dang it.
Really seemed like a Ruben.
I think you're just hungry.
Oh yeah, I guess it is a sandwich kind, isn't it?
It is.
Yeah.
It's a very good sandwich, in fact.
I think of the
Yeah.
biblical name Reuben.
Yeah.
So Reuben, people.
Yeah, oldest son of Jacob.
Speaking of rubes, what are you guys gonna do next?
Hey!
Well, the spirits to not be be not afraid.
Oh God,
So,
are we biblically
by the
accurate
way-
angels to them?
Maybe.
By the way, thanks, Ren. Now I have Jacob and Son stuck in my head.
You're welcome.
Well,
Like
and
I
she's
said,
done.
this brain is
Song.
chock full of Andrew Lloyd Webber songs, whether I like it or not.
Jacob and Sons.
Perhaps you ought to beseech them. You were a spirit caller of some sort.
You did. I said you're not here to hurt them. Did any of them respond after I said that? I guess is the question.
So they slowly start to unfold themselves from the protective stance that they had taken. And you can see their bodies, spectral forms, what they think of themselves, covered in tooth marks.
We have taken your bones from the dogs. You will not be hurt any longer by them. We are here to free you if we can. My name is Yi-Ling. What are your names?
They can scarcely get out of thought as they are trying to summon something to say. It's as if they've forgotten the capacity to speak. The look in their eyes is one of bewilderment, almost like a frightened child or animal who has known nothing but besides terror. These spirits are long tormented and are broken.
To be denied the peace of death and then subject to an endless eternity of pain. I couldn't fathom.
Sounds like something you are actually the most equipped to fathom.
I sympathize all the same.
Yi-Ling's gonna try to think of all the new rituals she knows and see if there's one that would sort of be like a mass release for tattered spirits.
So, if there was such a ritual in this realm, it would have been done.
Hmm.
But that is literally the antithesis of what this place is. In order to, let's say, reap the souls it would require an implement outside of this realm.
Oh, don't say that. It's mean.
It
Okay,
would,
I won't.
to the extent it would bring them some measure of release from this place. But it is not my call to make.
Let me try one thing first. She's gonna try to reach out to the spirit in front of her and she knows they're not objects, but she's gonna attempt to put her hands where their hands are and try to use dark empathy, see if she can't get any memories or something.
Are you sure?
Yes. I mean, not anymore, but Yi-Ling's gonna do it anyway because this is her impulsive session.
All right, I need you to make a wisdom saving throw.
Oh, my best throw, guys. At 12.
A 12.
She's
The
not
only
bad.
thing you can remember is being bitten and bitten over and over again by unseen teeth. You can feel it piercing through your muscles, through your sinews, and scraping the bone. You can feel your flesh being rent over and over and over again until all you know is pain. What sins, what offenses you committed in the past are long since gone. You don't even know your name. All there is are the teeth. Roll sanity.
Do I just click on the sanity thing?
Yes.
Oh,
Nat 1.
well, the good news is
Well-
clearly we're playing Call of Cthulhu because we have sanity. So the 1 is the best thing she could roll, right?
Not on a d20, it's not.
You lose another point of sanity.
Oh.
What are you
boy.
what are you at now?
I'm at 9, which is a -1.
You're at a -1. All right, you finally snap out of it, but you understand what this creature is feeling now, which is the damage has been done, and there is no way to undo it.
There's just tears. She doesn't even know they're there. They're just falling. All right.
Drausken is going to kind of run over and sort of grab Yi-Ling and kind of try to set her gently down against the wall while she recovers.
I am not all right, but I will be. Thank you. Thank you.
Take a moment. Breathe.
I have suffered so much.
Suffering is all that these people seem to understand anymore. But that's why we're here. We're going to fix it.
So
Take a
cold.
moment. Breathe.
I'm all right. There's only one thing left to do for them. She'll squeeze Drausken's hand as she walks past him, and she's just gonna go with the chalk in her glaive handle that she's got. She's gonna draw a circle. And it's gonna be not a real ritual circle, but she's gonna finish drawing something out, put a candle in the middle and light it, and tell all the ghosts to come gather around, look into the flame, and when you do, you will be freed. And then looks over at Lynn pointedly. She doesn't want them to see what's gonna happen. Just
So the spirits all sort of brainlessly just do what you say. They have no other reason not to, or even much of a will left. And so they do as you bid. Lynn, do you follow up?
I am first going to lay them an offering of lilies and chrysanthemums in yellow and white, offerings for the dead.
You extend as much mercy as you possibly can, but it is more for yourself than it could possibly be for them. Still, your compassion is to be lauded. But in the end, your scythe does what it is meant to do, and it reaps their souls, freeing them at last from the torment of existence. And by the way, that's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10 charges.
Gimme, gimme, gimme.
11, counting
Wow.
the Hound Master.
Yep.
That is so sad.
I think you might understand why we found at first, when he described Mordent, why this state of suspended death seemed so strange and ill-conceived.
If we had known, we would have helped.
How could you have known? And how could you have helped?
Well, maybe not myself, but my mother could have done something, I am sure.
What makes you think she wasn't trying?
Maybe she was. I don't know. I foolishly did not interest myself with her work. I regret it now.
That was then. This is now. Her work is yours. It is you who must see it done.
I will do my best.
Be strong.
Let's leave this room.
Suddenly you hear on the wooden doors outside of the West Wing.
Intruders!
I think we've upset the steward.
Indeed. And the pounding gets louder, the wood begins to splinter.
Back into the tunnel or fight the butler?
Back into the tunnel. He'll be occupied here for a short time. If we move fast, we can get back up and around.
Very good.
Or out, depending on if Van Richten is here.
Well, let us do that.
So yeah, we're gonna head back through the tunnel, back down into the basement, and then up and up the stairs to try to come up behind the steward while he's trying to while he's working on breaking down the door. See if Van Richten has arrived, and if not, figure it out from there.
Okay, so you head back into the tunnel, right? And you go back into the kennels from that location. And then I need to look up something.
Okay.
And all right. So You begin to hear some sounds of struggle. And there's some crashing and banging around. And then you even hear sounds of explosions of magic. You can smell the weave burning. And then all goes still.
Are we still in the tunnel? Are we out of the tunnel?
You're in the tunnel.
But the sounds from the West Wing have stopped?
Correct.
I think we keep pressing forward. Out.
Out where?
Out into the kennel area and then up the stairs back into the main foyer.
Okay.
If I'm wrong, someone correct me.
All right, so you
That's right.
make your way around, then up the stairs, and then let me move some things around to make this make sense. And let's see. You emerge just here. And the front door is wide open.
Drausken's gonna look to Loraphyra.
I'm gonna...
Are we leaving?
I don't think so. But I suppose a great deal depends on whether Van Richten is here or if we should go and seek him.
Expired after our exit.
Say again?
Something transpired after our exit.
There was magic in there. I smelled the weave burning.
Attendants, we need help.
The spirits appear out of the ether.
Has the man Van Richten come here?
They look at one another, confused and afraid of the fact that they don't know.
Yi-Ling, what does Van Richten look like? Describe him for them.
Ada, what does Van Richten look like in your world? In your Mordent?
You know, it's like kind of like an old guy. He's got like a mustache and a beard, and he's got like hair, and he has a hat.
Yes.
So Hugh Jackman as Van Helsing.
But older. So the age that Van Helsing was supposed to be.
Right. But not the same age as the Van Helsing from Hotel Transylvania. That would be too old. Has kids. All right. So anyway,
I like Hotel Transylvania. I don't know what you're on about.
Seen it yet, but it's on my list.
It's worth watching. I enjoyed it.
they're like, we saw no one enter.
Very good. You served your master well. You may go.
Thank you.
Do we
They
hear
vanish.
anything coming from the West Wing?
Or anywhere.
You are looking around.
Drausken's eyes
And-
are glued to that door to the north.
All you hear is, after a few moments of silence, the piano music pick up again as Penelope continues to practice.
The door remains curiously unattended.
I'm gonna go to the door and look out.
All right, as you look out, you can see stepping in from the darkness, not Van Richten, but a young woman. Whose appearance is somewhat unremarkable. She wears a small brown boy's cap and wears a loose chemise and fingers dirty from work. Hello?
Hello?
Hello? Yes, did you send for someone? Did you send for a Mr. Van Richten?
Dr. Van Richten, yes.
Yes, of course. My name is Beatrice Polk. I am his assistant.
I know her.
She raises her hands in the air like this and walks forward carefully. I do not mean you any harm. If you are indeed the ones that sent the message, I believe we can help one another.
I'm gonna look over at Yi-Ling. Do you recognize her?
Do I recognize her? Did I know her?
No.
We'll shake her head. Don't recall Dr. Van Richten having an assistant. I think there was someone who worked in the shop, but I don't know.
Let's say we can help each other. How?
I think you want to get away from there. There is more that we can do back at the shop.
Is the good doctor there?
Forgive me. I prefer not to shout it.
I was actually about to say, do we need to be shouting across the courtyard?
Always! Have you learned by now?
And that
Always.
is what we call a throwback.
Please, I am unarmed.
We are not.
Insight?
I have no reason to doubt her.
Feel free.
Holy shit! Nat 20 plus a nat 4 on that constant
Guidance.
bless spell. 29.
Okay.
Shit out of her.
That occult knowledge coming in clutch.
Yeah, indeed. Or is that simply paranoia setting in? Who knows?
Don't like that. Don't like that. Oh!
I mean, a sanity of a negative 1.
Well, once
Don't
on the
remind
major
him.
phobias table and twice on the minor phobias table.
Roll sanity for me.
Oh God, again? Really?
Yes.
Oh no. No. Can I add full point?
Yes,
now?
yes, you may.
Please.
Oh, it gets worse!
Oh, it's gonna
6.
go crazy. This hardly seems fair.
This is the best chapter.
I mean, the dice have spoken.
Yes, the dice have indeed spoken.
Loudly.
You don't lose another point. Don't worry about that.
I was worried about that. To be honest.
Just here's the thing: you don't believe that this person is harmless by any means. They're just walking out in the open by themselves in this haunted land and are approaching after all of this happens. It's a little bit too convenient. This person may not be armed, but you don't think they're helpless by any means. However, your explanation of this comes out as paranoid rambling
Oh no.
and pacing and fidgeting and
We
Possi-
should trust her. I don't remember her
constantly
at all.
twisting your hair around in your hands.
If she had a red, if she had it, if she
My actual nervous habit. She's twisting her loose braids, the ones.
if she had a red string board, she would be slapping it every time she passed it.
Smoking a cigarette. Mother,
All
her
ties
at
back
all.
to
She can't be
Benedict.
trusted. She's here by herself. No.
All right,
Shut
let's perhaps pause.
She's trying to trick us.
Oh, to what purpose?
No, but we can't trust anyone here.
Maybe
Except
she's
mother.
trying to get us to keep yelling all the time.
I can approach if you will tell me it is safe to do so. But if you do not want me to, I will stay here.
I'm going to look at the others. What we are missing right now is information. And it seems as if this Van Richten may know some more. And if he does, she may well lead us to him. Worst comes to absolute worst, the four of us are quite strong. I say, looking very pointedly into Yi-Ling's eyes. We are very strong and should be able to handle ourselves.
Sounds good to me. Just give the word.
Done. Let's go.
Grip her glaive tightly as they leave the house.
Yeah.
I'm going to place my hand gently on your weapon and just sort of lower it. And I'm just going to say, we will be fine. We will
Not
meet
so
your
certain
doctor,
about that.
and he will explain everything.
Loraphyra will take the
I
lead,
only hope.
passing through the statues and keeping an eye on them, because I always am paranoid of statues coming to life and swiping at us.
You think will not point her glaive, but she will like hold it crossbody, just ready to go.
As you look,
Drausken backpedals 10 feet, keeping his eye on the door to the north. And then once everybody else has left the manor, he will follow them out, closing the door behind him.
And just keep an eye out for the dogs also, since they were gathering before. The
Mm-hmm.
whistle ready to call them off.
Now that you know what the down doggy sound is.
Poor pigtails.
one of you sent the raven.
Indeed.
Yi-Ling,
Florian.
keep an eye on the door. Make sure nothing follows us. Keep that whistle at the ready.
Tell me, who is it that sent you?
The Lady of the Ravens.
Please, come with me. We will go see the doctor together.
I'd like, now that we're closer, I'd like to insight check her to get a sense of if she is intentionally deceiving us.
Go ahead.
Where exactly are you taking us?
24.
So when you said the Lady of Ravens, her eyes went wide briefly, and then she composed herself intentionally. She tried to hide it, and she did pretty good, but you caught it.
Okay.
And you don't sense that she's not going to take you to Van Richten. But whoever she is, whatever she is presenting herself as, there is an illusion of some kind here. There is some sort of deception happening. You're just not sure what the purpose of it is.
Step a little bit closer. We have spoken true to you. Will you answer a question honestly?
Ask me.
What illusion do you wear?
You are very clever. I will reveal it to you. But you must promise not to reveal it to Dr. Van Richten. I don't need any bias that he has ruining our work together. And our work is extremely precious to him, to myself, and I think to you.
Very well.
She takes her head off and lowers it over her face. She hunches over her and her neck extends and then comes up as the hair on her head falls off, revealing the skull and the purplish flesh as her mouth and nose form into a beak. And you see before you, scroll. Nope.
Another one.
Another one.
I'm going to look at her. Still a her? Gender. And I will gesture at the cloak that I wear. You are not the first I have met.
No, I dare say that I am not. And you are very evidently one of the children.
The eyes usually give it away.
Yes.
I think they're also literally wearing their vestments.
I apologize for the deception. I imagine that you can understand why I do it.
These are difficult times.
Yes, very difficult times. I would dare say that is the only sort of time that these folk even understand.
Our goal
'Tis a
is
miserable place, this Mordent, don't you find?
yes.
Drausken
More by the
leans
minute.
over. Perhaps we should have this conversation further from the most haunted manor in all of Mordent.
That is a wise suggestion. Do you still wish to go by Beatrice? I assume that is the name you are using.
In front of the doctor, yes. But you may know me. I am an Elysian.
I've got a few lesions myself. What's your point?
That's pretty good.
An Elysian?
What?
Making sure that I have it correctly. An Elysian?
No, Nalesian.
Nalesian. My apologies.
No,
Nalesian.
it's fine. It's a very old-fashioned name.
Yes. From a very, very long time ago.
Oh, you don't have to say so many varies, but yes, indeed. Not inaccurate, I suppose. Say, you don't happen to have anything interesting to eat? Okay, not the time. Fair enough.
Let's.
Will return to my disguise then, and you shall continue to call me Beatrice.
Very well, Beatrice.
Very well. Again, my apologies for that. But I doubt the doctor would trust one of my ilk, someone that looks like me.
Does he know of your story?
And no, but based on the way you asked that question, I'm guessing you know mine.
Kind of run my fingertips over the edge of the robe. More than
Yes.
I did before I began this quest.
Then you know that I was the lady's that I was the lady's enemy, I suppose.
Yes.
But I assure you that while my intentions may not be noble per se, I am certainly self-interested, and I always will be. Our interests in this are going to be aligned.
It has also been a very long time since the failed ritual. And there has been some of your kind have rendered assistance. I am willing to give you the benefit of the doubt until you give me reason otherwise.
Excellent. For we face an enemy far greater than any monster, any shadow, any warlord, perhaps even greater than any god. We face the very forces that have created all of this. We are only beginning to understand something about their nature. Come, enemy of my enemy. Let's go to the herbalist shop in Mordenshire.
Let's. I think that we have much to discuss.
Drausken's going to walk up to Beatrice, kind of look her up and down, offer her a dog treat.
She takes it. She sniffs it. She takes a bite.
Food.
Tosses the rest on the ground.
I think you're rather in the minority here, Drausken.
More for me.
So, you begin to descend from Griffin Hill and move into the fog. Not the mists, but the simple fog, the night, and the cool air moisturizes your skin and fills you with a cooling sensation. And as you descend further into the darkness, relying upon the subtle moonlight to see, and your elven eyes or hobgoblin eyes or whatever eyes you have going on, you finally begin to see the lights of Mordentshire there below you.
Yi-Ling just turns and looks at the tree. We'll be back, Mother.
There is no response, though perhaps the whistle of the wind says more than it seems. You continue into the sun rises into the sky, and a new day dawns. And you approach the herbalist shop.
New day dawns, eh? Yeah. Get back my one-use charge on my robe.
That's right, yeah. Yep, new dawn, so items recharge if that's how they work.
Oh, you know what? Never mind. It's at dusk for the robe stars, which makes sense.
That entirely tracks.
Never mind. Dang, I just wasted a 6 for no reason.
You can keep it.
Story of my life.
All right, so I'm going to reveal her here.
Ah, huge.
That looks like a character that I would absolutely cosplay.
Yeah, it does.
I have that hat.
And that shirt.
Not quite the same color, but close. And I actually have a little belt pouch that I can carry little potion bottles in. So
Nice.
they were meant to be health
it's you.
potions, but why did you make me a nagpaw? That's mean.
Slowly turning into one.
Or not so slowly. I am very tired.
Let us continue within. The front of the shop is a facade. And I will lead us to the corridor in the back, which will open up the research center that we have established.
All right, lead on.
All right, and with that, you want to scroll to the bottom?
Thank you. Ooh.
Told you he was a monster hunter of some sort.
Are these the family trees of dragons?
Yes. Yes, indeed.
Beautifully done.
There is perhaps some artistic expression in this, but makes it pretty.
It's him?
I think that was Beatrice telling us that.
Oh, did not sound like Beatrice, but okay.
Lead the
This
way.
is a sizable collection.
Yes. The doctor has been busy, and he is a curious fellow, especially for a human. And he has wandered the various realms within the mists for quite some time. And that is why I have found my place here as his student and as his assistant.
And
I
you've been
hope,
with him.
yes, we we have been working together to try to understand the very nature of these realms and of the forces which create them.
What do you hope for? You were cut off there, and I'm interested in what you hope.
I want to get out of here. I'm trapped. And I, too, am a curious one. And this place grows stale. And without the final release of death to welcome, this may as well be one of the hells.
How long have you been trapped here?
I have been here for many years. Decades.
How long have you been working with Van Richten?
Not as long.
I imagine not. He is only human.
Indeed. I have been working with him for the past 7 years.
Quite some time for a man of his wandering feet to be in one place.
Well, he is not a young man. Come, let us go speak with him.
Indeed.
Sir, I have brought them. Is there anything else you would like me to do? No, that'll be enough. Come on in.
Time to see if he remembers little Yi-Ling.
7 years.
Good morning.
Oh, yes, good morning to you. Hi. Name's Rudolph.
Sweet pomegranate.
Rudolph Van Richten.
Yep, that's me.
Good to see that you are alive, Doctor.
Good to see that I'm alive. I know you.
Her face just falls. Do you not?
Now you do look a little bit familiar. Did we, Wait, we went on an expedition together, didn't we?
You were friends with my parents. Inga, Yi-Ling.
That's what I remember you from. I'll be honest, I don't remember much about you.
Yi-Ling. Sorry, his name is Liang Bai.
Sorry. But my apologies. I'm afraid your mom and pop didn't make it.
I know. I
Wait,
was there.
you didn't make it either.
I did not.
Wait, how are you here?
Looks at Loraphyra.
We serve the Raven Queen.
Oh, that all makes sense then, actually.
I thought it might. My name is Loraphyra Elamar, and I believe we have a great deal to talk about, Doctor.
Oh, yes. I suppose Beatrice told you a little bit about what we've been doing here.
A little. I would be most interested in the rest of it. How long ago was that expedition to the ruins? As you might imagine, when Yi-Ling was removed from this realm, the sense of time passing here changed.
Oh, I don't know, 8, 9, something, 10 years ago.
Quite some time.
Yeah, so you'd forgive me for not recognizing you immediately. And also, I had thought you were dead. And I guess you were dead. Good to see that you've gotten over it.
Manner of speaking.
Oh,
Glad I wasn't the only one thinking it.
Now then, those ruins that your parents and I and you explored, we thought we were looking for one thing, but turned out it was something completely different. What we found was kind of hard to explain, actually. Now, imagine that Mordent here is like a prison.
Not a big stretch.
And there's wardens, what look after the prison, right? Well, we kind of stumbled into the guard house.
So,
I feel like I lost you.
what killed us is one of these wardens of the realm.
Here, I made some sketches based upon my memory of them. Would you like to see them?
Yi-Ling does not want to see this.
Be
Yeah.
aware, Yi-Ling, it may trigger some memories. Be prepared.
Again, Drausken feels weird about shouting 40 feet across the halls when he gets up to the desk.
There you go. And he hands the papers over to Drausken.
Let's take a look at this here.
So what you see are wraiths, shadows, elongated, stretched out, humanoid forms made of darkness.
Oh, this sounds familiar. This is what what's his face? God, Durbin. The guy who's really angry with Lord Grumblebutt.
Rulon?
Sure, that one. He said he went on that expedition, got ambushed by a bunch of weird shadow things, but they were stronger than normal shadows. Made a big talk about how he could have taken normal shadows, but the things he fought were different, dangerous. Actually, come to think of it, he said you were there too. He points at Van Richten.
You've been to these ruins more than once.
Well, yeah, I took another trip back. I couldn't help but be curious. And that Drew something was rather insistent.
Well, it wasn't actually him. He was being possessed by the Lord of Gryffindor Manor or whatever.
I knew it.
He was most upset about being dropped by a simple creature because the entity piloting him was inept at the job.
Well, I was a little bit surprised by the juxtaposition between the man's resume and his execution. It left quite a lot to be desired. It's like he'd never swung a sword before.
Nobleman.
Anyways, every time I've taken an adventure or two over there, dead, gone. I'm not sure these things can be beaten, but if you can't tell by my little menagerie over there, I like to find ways to kill things.
Perhaps we
reason-
should start at the top. These wardens, this prison. How much do you know about these dread domains? What do you know about dread lords?
Okay, so you're saying that there are dreadlords. Interesting.
Oh, by the stars.
Okay. Well, I have a lot of theories, and this is why I was very excited to meet the rest of you so we could kind of compare our notes and that sort of thing, because I'm guessing you're real close to this thing. So you're not the run-of-the-mill yahoos that I see pass through here. No, there's something different about all y'all.
That's a keen assessment.
Accurate.
We're dead.
And not.
Right. So this prison, it traps all the people within its borders, but it's not really for them. And it seems to be directed at a central figure of some kind. This dreadlord, as you call it. I wonder if all of them are nobility or not.
Not necessarily.
What
seems to be the central focus for each of them is that they are the ones who command respect, lead the people. You don't necessarily need to be a noble in order to do so.
That's factual.
Okay, so Yi-Ling looks at the pictures.
Oh no!
Roll sanity.
Oh! It's not what I was trying to do there, but okay.
We do have one more Deadpool point. Just throwing that out there. Oh, Maker's mercy. Maker's mercy.
This is the best.
I don't want to use. I'm just gonna accept it. Are you just gonna
take the hit?
If I don't lose any more sanity, but I don't know.
I'm going to remind Adam that this is not Call of Cthulhu, and she didn't start with like 60 sanity.
Okay. So no, you're not going to lose more sanity this time.
And I'll take it.
But you are definitely going to freak out when you see this. I mean, and you just relive the moment your parents die as if it just happened.
Oh, stars.
Oh, no. He just starts backing away. I think she starts screaming without realizing that she's screaming.
Yep, looks like she's seen it.
Yi-Ling, stay with us. You're with friends.
Mother.
Breathe. You are here. This is now. Stay with us.
Sort of flailing outward, like she's dropped her glaive and everything. She just sort of curls up into a little ball on the ground, just sits down and hides her face.
So, I don't know what the name of these things are, but my assistant and I, we refer to them as the Dark Powers. It's not the most creative name, I admit, but kind of explains them.
A name does not need to be creative to be descriptive.
So, they are the ones, as far as I can tell, keeping all of this together. Now, they don't necessarily control the borders of the mists, though. I think that that's done by the lords. But it isn't clear to me whether or not the lords are actually conscious of it.
Most of them...
Possibly to an extent.
I think most of them aren't, really. Mother certainly was more focused in on her little village than the thought of anything outside.
So most of these creatures, and I haven't encountered many, they seem to lack awareness. Like, have you ever been, like, high? You're, like, really high?
I climbed a mountain in the spine of the world once.
No, like, drug high.
No, I climbed.
You're ruining my sadness.
Yi-Ling, make another sanity check.
Roll for pun sanity.
Stars and stones.
Well, anyway, it's like, you know that feeling when, like, you know that there's more beyond what is being presented to you, and that what being presented to you isn't quite real, but you can't stop thinking about it, and you're kind of trapped in that moment.
Oh, that. Yes. And Loraphyra very, very firmly does not look back at Beatrice.
So there's a kind of a stupor, I think, that comes over these folks. It's like a curse. I know something about curses. And anyways, the lack of awareness seems to be part of how these dreadlords at once control their borders while also not really knowing that that is what they're doing. They sort of set them up in this loop, and they just keep living it. And when something breaks that loop, the dark powers put the pieces back together. You see, I've actually left this realm. And then I came back. And it was different. It was set back.
It had reset.
Indeed. Now, some things began to happen and occur again. But one thing that didn't come back was your folks.
No.
They stayed dead. And you never were.
Her family was from outside the realm. Do you think that might be why?
I believe that is why. They were a strange variable once, but they couldn't be recreated again, which seems to indicate that the dark powers don't actually control anything without this system.
They keep the currents moving within each of the bubbles.
Correct, but they don't control the seas. Even the mists themselves seem to be somewhat independent of the dark powers.
Yes, at least for the most part.
Indeed. Now, you said you are servants of the Raven Queen, is that right?
Yes.
So, there is this plane of shadow. You know it. There are many interested parties that want control of it. Now, the Dark Powers are convinced that all of that belongs to them. And it would be difficult to negotiate with them. As far as I know, they don't talk. But
They do kill.
yeah, isn't that sad? Things can do that before they can talk. Anyway, your queen is one such vying for control of the shadow realm. You understand?
Yes.
She's competing with deities like Shah, even Lolth. I
Yeah.
think there's
When Lolth is mentioned, Loraphyra turns her head and spits, which is probably the most unladylike thing that she's ever done in the presence of her fellows.
no. That's a good reaction. And there's this demon that's interested in it. I don't.
It's that one with the critters, the Orcon or
Is it wise to
Orbo.
speak these names, even here?
You know, that's a good point. That's a really good point.
I know who you are speaking of. We've run across them. Well, we've run across indications of a particular demon prince who may be interested.
Really? So you've actually crossed paths with its forces?
One or two. Nothing on the scale of what I'm sure he can summon.
And what about the others that we talked about? You ever encountered them?
Far too many of a particular goddess who does not like my queen. Not the spider one, the other one.
So, okay. I need to know everything that you've done. There is a lot that you and I and all of us need to talk about, because I have a lot of theories. I have a lot of notes. But I'm guessing you're about to set some of them in stone and others on fire.
Loraphyra will rest her hands on the desk and kind of lean forward. Dr. Van Richten, we have killed 2 dreadlords. And they have not reset. Why don't we start there?
You probably have a lot of talking to do. Doctor, do you have a room, a bed, where I can take Yi-Ling? It's been a very long night for some of us.
Oh yeah, sure. You just no, I don't have that. Beatrice, should you take them to the local inn? I'll pay it. It's fine.
Loraphyra, I'll take care of Yi-Ling. You and the doctor, I assume, have a lot of discussion.
Very likely. Lynn, where would you prefer to be? You know as much or more as I do in some ways.
Yi-Ling, I wish to continue observing her condition.
All right. And Loraphyra is going to come over and crouch next to Yi-Ling and like gently put a hand on her shoulder. Rest. You have done well getting this far. Conserve your strength. Get some rest. There is no shame in feeling the pain of what you have experienced. You're muted. Or talking so quietly that I can't hear you.
Quiet.
She's over there winning an Oscar and is on mute.
I remember. And I don't want to.
Hush, no, hush. Drausken's gonna kind of scoop her up into a cradle. Come on now.
Get some rest.
It's all right.
Too heavy for you, old man.
All right, so you carry Yi-Ling out of the room, and Lynn follows behind, leaving Loraphyra and the doctor alone. And he goes, "Okay." He grabs a notebook and a quill. He sits down and he looks up at you expectantly, ready to write. And I think that that's probably a good time to wrap it up.
Yeah. I agree. So there I was in Darkon, and that's where it will more or less start. Oh, goodness. Well, thank you all so much for being here this week for Death, as we got Tania crying again.
Not hard.
Look, hello, the bar is in hell.
And somehow we dig under it every time. So thank you all so much for being here. Yeah, there's a lot going on the channel this week. Of course, we just finished this. Tomorrow we are back with more Midnight in the Garden of Chrome and Fog as we find out whether or not Lorelai's going to make it out of that clinic with all the knowledge that she has. And then Thursday, Dan and I have set it in stone. We're going to be doing some more Vampire the Masquerade, continuing Ash's story. We think there's 2 to 3 sessions left to wrap up that particular one-on-one story, or at least the first chapter of it. Ash may return at some point if people wish, but we'll see. And then Friday, question mark. I might be playing Baldur's Gate 3 with Alondra. I might be playing the Blood game. I don't remember the name of it at the moment.
Game? That doesn't really...
More?
Bloodstained Ritual of the Night.
Okay.
Blood game does not narrow it down at all.
I used a blood drop to have that for people voting in the poll, because it there Bloodstained, yes.
It's
which
like
I
someone's mom
Piracy.
describing a game.
which I'll be very bad at, because it's been a long time since I did that Tiana tries, but who knows. So we'll see how that plays out, and then I'll be off over the weekend because I need to fucking sleep. So we'll be back next Tuesday with more Death. We will be off a little bit the next month, just so people are aware, because I'm traveling for work. But keep an eye on all of that. Join the Discord if you have not, for the current schedule and any announcements that come out. And until we meet again, friends, I hope that your journey back to the Mushroom Circles is as calm and as peaceful as it is possible to be. And until we meet again, stay safe, stay healthy, and I'll see you all again quite soon. Have a good night, everyone.